Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're all very welcome to the annual charity concert of the Drumshanbo Irish Music Course. Please take a moment to check that your mobile phone is on silent or switched off. I'd also like to draw your attention to the two emergency exits, one on the right-hand side of the hall and the other one behind the stage on the right. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the performance.
Right, folks, how are you? There's a song called The Rambles of Spring, and it's on the pamphlet there, but there's a wee mistake. It's not I've learned a thing or two, it's I've learned a tune or two. So please feel free to sing along. And wintry breeze blowing through the budding trees, button up my coat to keep me warm. Gazer on the mend and I'm on the road again, with my fiddle snug and close beneath my arm. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for me bow. And my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. I'm as happy as a king when I take a breath of spring, and the grass is growing green as winter ends. Geese are on the wing and the thrushes start to sing. I'm heading down the road to see my friend. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for me bow. And my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. Right, right, whoop! Friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the fairs, with the donkeys and the creels and the farmers making deals, and the yellow-hatted tinkers selling wares. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for me bow. And my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. Here's a health to one and all, to the big and to the small, to the rich and poor alike, foe and friend. And when I return again, may my foes be turned to friends. May peace and joy be with you until then. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for me bow. And my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for me bow. And my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, well prepared to ramble, I must go. So I'm well prepared to ramble, I must go. Thank you very much, thank you. Chris, are you going to introduce the next tunes?
No,
Anne, thank you.
thanks, Sashi. What a great way to start. You're all very welcome. It's great to see you. You're looking mighty. Here is tonight the 11th annual concert of the Irish Music Course in Drumshanbo. We're going to have some dancing, we're going to have some songs, we're going to have some stories, and of course we're going to have some tunes. So we're going to keep it lit now with a couple of hornpipes, the Leitrim Clog Dance and the Rights of Man. Thank you.
barn dances called Ballroom's Favourite 1 and Ballroom Favourites 2. So tonight's theme, A Music Legacy, is a lot about it's very connected really. It's about the legacy of the people that came before us, that gave us the music that we choose to play. And it's about the spread more internationally, which is where I come in. So if we head down to the legacy of Irish music, travelling down to the Southern Hemisphere, to Australia, in fact, we find that the European folk music is largely of Irish descent. And this song that we're going to do for you now is an ancient Australian song written in the 1980s called Poor Ned, of which you will find the words in your books there, the chorus. So it's got a big rousing chorus. Not only is the bushranger of Irish descent, but I believe the policemen are direct Irish immigrants, or emigrants from here, I suppose. So please join in, and we'll give it a bit of a lash and see what happens. "1878 is a year I remember so well. They put my father in an early grave and slung my mother in jail. Now I don't know what's right or wrong, but they hung Christ on nails. 6 kids at home and 2 still on the breast, they wouldn't even give her bail. This is where we sing, poor Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. You're out on the track, you're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high." Ah, well, you'll get another chance next time to do a bit better than that, eh? You know, I wrote a letter about Stringy Bark Creek so they would understand that I might be a bushranger, but I'm not a murdering man. Now, I didn't want to shoot Kennedy or that copper Lonergan. He alone could have saved his life by throwing down his gun. Join in now. Poor Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. You're out on the tracks, they're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high. I have a little instrument. And they hung him in the Melbourne jail. He fought so very bravely, dressed in iron mail. And no man single-handed can hope to break the bars. It's 1,000 like Ned Kelly who'll hoist the flag of stars. We sing, poor Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. You're out on the track, they're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high. Now raise the roof here. Poor Ned, you're better off dead. At least you get some peace of mind. You're out on the track, you're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high. One more time. Poor Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. You're out on the track, they're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high. You're lovely. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Our next piece, expanding a little bit on what Chris said there, this next piece comes from a rather unusual place. It comes from the West Indies. And although it's a well-known Irish tune, it comes to us in a very convoluted way and cannot go without, I suppose, explanation. It's one of those tales of people being in the wrong place at the wrong time, etc. But it's called Rodney's Glory. It has a slight local twist to it as well, insofar as, well, I'll explain what happened in the first place. Was that there was a sea battle in the West Indies, and the British Navy were fighting the French Navy, who were on their way to try and take over Jamaica, which at that time was the sugar capital of the world, and it was the biggest, most profitable commodity in the world. The British Navy, under the command of Admiral Sir George Rodney, put the French to flight. And this piece was written by one of the sailors on board, who happened to be Irish. And not only Irish, but he happened to be a very, what we call it, high-ranking among the Irish bards, and is well remembered in the Munster Gaeltachts. And when you see programmes on TG Cahar with people like Seamus O'Bagliach and his brother Brandon or Muireann Nicagoli, if they're singing an Irish song from the Gaeltachts of Munster, it's probably one that was written by Owen Roe O'Sullivan, the man who wrote this particular tune. When Owen Roe wrote it, he also based it on a tune that was, and this is the local connection, was based on a tune that had been written by Turlough Carolan some time before that, called Miss McDermott, or the Princess Royal. O'Sullivan himself was a genius, there's no doubt, because he was well versed in linguistics. He spoke Greek, Latin, Irish, and a passable form of English, I think. And he was a scholar. He had hedge schools and various things, and a poet, of course, of the old Gaelic bardic style, and the last of them. But he had a flawed character, unfortunately. The other side of his genius was that and his flawed character could sort of be summed up in two words: women and drink. Now, I'm a bit innocent, I don't know much about these things myself, but I'm assured these lads here could tell me all about it, and they brought me up to date on it. So, poor old Owen Roe, apparently he fell foul of a lady's husband who didn't like his appreciation of what we might call some of our ancient Irish customs when he came home one day and found them in the house. So he had to make haste, and on his way he got away ahead of the men coming with the gun after him, and he took sanctuary in the Navy headquarters in Cork, and thinking that he was safe there, he discovered that once you go in through the gate, you're now recruited. So he was in the army, and good King George offered him a prize of a cruise in the Mediterranean. So he headed off to the Mediterranean along with Admiral Rodney on the HMS Formidable. And when he got there, in April of 1782, all hell broke loose for a couple of days when they encountered the French. Cannonade after cannonade, and pieces of all sorts of metal and cannonballs and chains, and they could shove into a barrel of a cannon, got fired at you. And this was not the place where a man whose main fault was being a lover would be fancy himself being. So he wanted to get out of here as fast as ever he could. And when the battle was over, he decided that he would pen this piece in honour of Admiral Rodney, who naturally enough was going to be conceited enough to be flattered by it, and he would then petition him to get out of the Navy. Unfortunately, Admiral Rodney was not, although he loved the piece, he wasn't for turning, and he had to serve out his time in the Navy. And a lot of this is actually chronicled in a book by Daniel Corkery called The Hidden Ireland, and it said 2 years afterwards, he was back in the peace and tranquility of Ireland, and while travelling through the barony of Duhallow, he went into a pub for a drink, and a kind of an argument broke out between a Kerry man and a Cork man, whatever that would have been about. It was hardly football at the time. But anyways, the Cork man picked up a poker and brained him, killed him, stone dead. So, I don't know, there's probably a moral there for all you men out there. You either, if you get the woman or you don't get the woman, you're always going to get a belt of a poker on top of the head. So may prosperity attend brave Rodney and his Irishmen, and may then he never want a friend while he shall reign commander. Success to his Irish officers, to his seamen bold and jolly tars, who like the darling sons of Mars took delight in the fight to vindicate all England's right, and died for her Erin's glory.
How is, those were 2 slides. The first slide was called The Hair Fell Off My Coconut. The second slide was called Around the House and Mind the Dresser. So we're going to treat you to another song now. The song is called I Know My Love, and it was made famous by the Coors and the Chieftains, 2 very well-known Irish bands. I'm sure you've heard of them. And it will be sung by the lovely Miss Anne O'Brien here. So give her a round of applause and thank you. Enjoy.
Hi, all. You have the words in your pamphlet, so lash it out. I know my love by his way of walking, and I know my love by his way of talking, and I know my love dressed in a suit of blue. And if my love leaves me, what will I do? And still she cries, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure will know no rest. And still she cries, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? There is a dance hall in Maradide, and there my true love goes every night. He takes a strange girl upon his knee. Well, don't you think that that vexes me? And still she cries, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure will know no rest. And still she cries, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? Woo! If my love knew I could wash and wring, if my love knew I could sew and spin, I'd make him a coat of the finest kind. But the want of money sure leaves me behind. And still she cries, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure will know no rest. And still she tries, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? I know my love is an errand rover, I know he'll wander the wild world over. In dear old Ireland he'll no longer tarry, an American girl he's sure to marry. And still she cries, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure will know no rest. And still she cries, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? And still she cries, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure will know no rest. And still she cries, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do?
Good evening. I'm going to do a recitation that I heard many years ago when I was a youngster on Ciara McMahuna's Sunday morning programme. I'm sure some of you know it, Ceolchoirm, meaning my music to you. And Ciaran showcased Irish culture from music, song, dance, folklore, the lot. And so I'm going to do this. It's about, I suppose, our little people, and a fiddler meets a little people. And Mairead here, I was talking to Mairead about it. Mairead was telling me that our folklore says that if we eat or drink with the people, they'll hold us for a year and a day. So whether you believe it or not, I think it's beautiful. It's just a gorgeous story. It's great for young people, and it's great for all of us. You know, when I used to listen to Ceolchoirm, I felt I know who I am. You know, that the Irish culture kind of grounds me in who I am, and I found a great strength in it. Here we go. It's called The Fiddler of Leganani, and Anne is going to do some atmospherics on the Irish harp. So, The Fiddler of Leganani by Richard Rowley, poet of the Mourne Mountains. The fiddler of Leganani, his fiddle and his bow, used to tramp the roads of Mourne 50 years ago, from the lowlands of Ardvey to the banks of the Bann. At Cayley, dance or wedding, he was the welcome man. Music was in his fingers, and his rosny bow had horse hair. He could charm a young girl into love, or a boy out of love's despair. He could set owl feet a-dancing and teach old age to sing. The fiddler of Leganani had magic in every string. One night in his green baize bag he packed his fiddle and bow and tramped by Loch Island Reevy to Anahinchago. And there, by the fairy fort, in the rising moon's half-light, the little people were waiting. They hailed him through the night. Fiddler of Leganani, we meet by a happy chance. Our feet are fain for dancing. Play us a tune to dance. Here's the green turf, our thread. Here's the light of the moon. Fiddler of Leganani, fiddler, play us a tune. So the fiddler tucked his fiddle, cushioned in under his chin, and he waved his bow in the moonlight to bid the dance begin. And the wee folk footed it fairly till every tune he played, and the ripples of Loch Island Reevy danced, no lighter than they. Soft, soft, soft on the grass, hush, hush, hush on the sands. The little folk tripped it, heel and toe, white hand and wee white hand. The sound of the fiddle singing, the sough of the fairy feet, the call of the wee folks' voices, wonderful, high and sweet. The fiddler forgot the dance, was an Anahinchago, and his fiddling hand grew weary, and he beat to lay down the bow. But the Wayne, king of them all, took his arm in a friendly link. Fiddler, you fiddled bravely, come into the rath and drink. So the fiddler followed him in, for he was a droughty man, and they poured him wine that sparkled gold into a golden can. Wine with the scent of roses and the savour of the grape. Soul, said the fiddler as he drank, that puts me in better shape. Toning. But the wee folk were hankering still, and voices were calling soon. Fiddler of Leganani, play us another tune. So he played them Apples for Ladies, and he played Long Hills of Morn, and he played The Stack of Barley, and The Hares is in the Corn. Round and round in a merry dance, he watched the wee folk go, till through a crack in the door he heard he heard the red cock crow. Sounded more like a wolf. He heard the red cock crow, and the wee folk melted away, and the songs and the wrath were still. And out by the roadside bare, the fiddler was shivering, till into his green baize bag he packed his rain-soaked fiddle and bow, and he took the Black Bog Road to Anahinchago. He knocked on the farmer's door with one great thundering blow. Dance, said the farmer. Musha man, sure the dance was a year ago.
Ursula Kelly and Anne O'Donoghue.
Hello. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a hornpipe called the Stack of Barley. I think it was very well danced there. I was just going to say, if you want to learn that dance, go to the Thatch any Wednesday night. Joss Soon won't be long teaching you. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the show. And just to remind you now that we'll be having an interval after this set. They're going to be dancing now the figure 2 with the Kegel Lancers. So after this, we'll have an interval. Tickets will be for sale for all them super prizes down the back there. There'll be €2 each or 3 for a £5. Dig in deep. It's all for charity. So I hope you enjoyed this. I think they're ready to go again. The figure 2 with the Kegel Lancers. Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all got a good prize from the raffle. We had some very nice gifts. People were talking earlier about Irish immigrants. Well, this is a song about an Irish immigrant who would like to come back to Ireland, but there's a small impediment. It's a kind of a funny take on a song that you probably all know. It's not the sort of thing I generally sing, but we'll give it a go. Maybe one day I'll go back again to Ireland, if my dear old wife would only pass away. She nearly has my heart broke with her nagging. She's got a mouth as big as Galway Bay. See her drinking 15 pints of Pabst Blue Ribbon, and then she can walk home without a sway. If the sea was beer instead of salty water, she would live and die in Galway Bay. See her drinking 15 pints in Pat Joe Murphy's. The barman says, I think it's time to go. Oh, well, she doesn't try to speak to him in Gaelic, but a language that the clergy do not know. On her back she has tattooed a map of Ireland, and when she takes her bath on Saturday, she rubs the sunlight soap around by Claddagh, just to watch the suds flow down by Galway Bay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was a march. And if you want to hear more marches, go to Donegal. Next, now we're going to slow it down. We're going to play an ancient Irish slow air. It was part of Edward Bunting's collection of 1796. And it was made popular in 1940 when Judy Garland sang it, an upbeat tempo version of it in Little Nellie Kelly. It's called Calling Jas Cruch Namo, or Pretty Girl Milking the Cow. And then we're going to follow that with two South Sligo jigs called Brendan Tonras and the Calavel. Hope you enjoy it.
myself and Harry are going to sing a song called Eileen Og. And it's better known maybe as The Pride of Petrovore. And it's a song by Percy French. And Percy French lived not too far, was born not too far from here in Tulsk in County Roscommon. And he left a legacy of some great songs.
Roscommon.
Roscommon for you.
Roscommon for you. He wrote a few good songs there. The Mountains of Mourne. Are you right there, Michael? Are you right? Abdullah Bulbullah Mayor.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. And Phil the Fluter's Ball. And this one that we're going to sing, as Paul says now, with the Pride of Petrovore, Eileen Og. The chorus is there in your missalettes. So sing up.
Yeah. It's a good sing-along
Good
song.
old sing-along song, yeah.
Give it a lash. Do you like Harry's dicky bow there?
I'm sorry it doesn't twist or flash, you know.
That's flash, Harry. Anyway, we better do the song.
We better. We won't become Ant and Deck or anything like. Don't ask.
Eileen Og, and that the darling's name is. Through the barony, her features they were famous. If we loved her, who was there to blame us? For wasn't she the pride of Petrovore? But her beauty made us all so shy. Not a man among us could look her in the eye. Boys, oh boys, sure that's the reason why we're mourning for the pride of Petrovore. Eileen, oh, me heart is going grey ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovore. Friday at the fair of Ballintubber, Eileen met McGrath the cattle jobber. I'd like to set me mark upon the robber, for he stole away the pride of Petrovore. He never seemed to see the girl at all, even when she ogled him from underneath her shawl. Looking big and masterful while she was looking small, was provoking for the pride of Petrovore. One. Eileen, oh, me heart is going grey ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovore. So it was as in the beginning, Eileen Og was bent upon the winning. Big McGrath contentedly was grinning, being courted by the pride of Petrovore. So see, I know a girl that'd knock you into fits. At that Eileen nearly lost her wits. The upshot of the ruction was that now the robber sits with his arms around the pride of Petrovore. Eileen, oh, me heart is going grey ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovore. Boys, oh boys, with faith it's hard to grapple. Of me eyes, 'tis Eileen was the apple. Now to see her walk into the chapel with the hardest featured man in Petrovore. Now then, boys, this is all I have to say. When you do your curtain, make no display. If you want them to run after you, just walk the other way, for they're mostly like the pride of Petrovore. Eileen, oh, me heart is going grey ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovore. Eileen, oh, me heart is going grey ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the Pride of Petrovore. None of them like the Pride of Petrovore. Thank you.
Well done. Good. Well projected.
Hello, everybody. It's great to see you here, friends of music. The tune we just heard, its name is Mna Lichroma, composed by concertina player and many other things I can't remember now. But he was a great guy. He was also announced as a DG4 composer for the 2017. We are going to have two reels now by Josie McDermott. local musician, saxophonist, songwriter, and many others. And my two favorites, Peg McGrath and Mill of Kylemore. And I hope you're gonna enjoy it.
Hi, hello, how are y'all? Tá fáilteas for Rov Galéir an Níthe Nucht. Tá mí de lár seach na Gaeilge inniu, so ceapmar an rud cartaíanamh ná Éireann a Canadaíomh as Gaeilge. We're in the middle of seach na Gaeilge now, so we thought our next song should be in Irish, and it's one that y'all should know. But I just mentioned first the two lovely reels that we played there were composed by Joseph McDermott, who died 25 years ago this year in May for Shibas Mi Bialtana Nedig No Gado. And one of the tunes was composed for Peg McGrath, who was a friend of his and a very good flute player in her time. And she died tragically a couple of years afterwards. So maybe we'll just remember both of them tonight. So, an Tarna Ata Ring Na Níl Sin Ala and it's one you all should know. It's there in your handout, so we'd love a little bit of help singing along with it. I'm sure you all have enough Irish to help us out on that. Okay. Gurma Mila Mahagav Galer. Okay, Lanami Duraig.
Is dear me heart o van the lana she chilam ni way to jor bol amor is go a wile Nil la Nil ra Nil la na bwer margin
He Shadur Chilam Bull aboard be a goal and shogamajin Nil nala Nil agra Nil nala Wel armajin Nil nala Snivai gafo
Nil
I hope you enjoyed that nice slow air turned into a hornpipe. It was written by John Sheehan from the Dubliners. And of course, he's written another good song that you all should know, is the Marina Waltz from the ad for the Boat na Mona. Now, we're going to follow on with 2 slides. Get up, a woman, and shake yourself. And if I could have a wife.
Another one. A new one.
Different one.
It's called The Shores of Lochbran, and I'm sure all of you know it. This is the words, of course, are in the pamphlet there. So we would like to just sing along for the last song. Okay, enjoy.
I spent my last hours on Two leaves from Drumshanbo and sweet carry too. But no matter what fortune I should meet far away, my thoughts will be with you by night and by day. No more will I wander round farthest green hill. Now the place I love fondest by the bounds of the hill. On our green fertile valleys where so often I ran, to inhale the sweet breezes round the shores of the land. Here's my mother and father, I can still hear them cry. And to hear them lamenting would moisten your eye. But I will assist them, please God, if I can. Far away from lovely Ireland and the shores of Lochran. Sinking down, loyal comrades, sinking down for a while I spend my last hours of errandy isle. So fill up your glasses and we'll drink hand to hand. For tomorrow I'm leaving the shores of Lochran. For tomorrow I'm leaving the shores of Lochran.
Ladies and gentlemen, on tin whistle, Mr. Harry Reynolds. And vocals. Tin whistle, mandolin, vocals, Chris Small. Beside him on vocals and whistle, Anne O'Brien. In the front row here on recitation and whistle, Ursula Kelly. All the way from Slovakia, Miss Adriana Dorotova. And from Dublin, Miss Anya O'Donoghue. On tin whistle, Sinead Walsh. Vocals, tin whistle, Tony Moore. On guitar, dance and vocals, Brian Ryan. Tin whistle, Emer Fury. Beside her on flute, we've Mairead Casey. On mandolin and vocals and guitar, Malcolm Kindness. Beside him on the mandola, Podge Keenahan. Daphne Brack all the way, Slieve Lucre on the fiddle. And the Bob Dylan of County Donegal, Mr. Oisin McLean. From County Sligo, John Scott on concertina and fiddle. On two-row button accordion, Pat Carney, the designer of our logo this year. Beside him on the box, Maria McLaughlin. Our sound this evening was provided, as always, by Mr. Liam Cunningham and his sound engineering students. Give it up for Jerry and Matt and Ailish and Oisin and the main man, Chris. Jerry Spellman behind the bar is voluntary. He's giving his time and all the profits are going to the charities. Give him a big boulabus. And as happens, nearly every year in the last few years in this concert. We have a voucher, we have a scholarship for one of the students on stage for the Joe Mooney Summer School. Could you pick me one name, please? Just one. And I think it's very fitting, considering that the course was born out of the Joe Mooney Summer School in 1997. And the winner is Mr. Malcolm Kindness. We're going to finish up with a waltz called A Special Day and a couple of polkas. And we invite you to stay on afterwards. The bar will be open. There will be tea and coffee and scones sponsored by Ginny's Bakery for everybody. So I hope you enjoyed the night. Thanks a million for coming out and supporting the course and live music. Garmila Mahagwev.
And just a big round of applause there for our mentor and tutor as well, Mossy Martin, everyone.